Well, we're right here now at the Prime Minister's office in Putrajaya, the administrative capital of Malaysia. And after this ceremony's concluded, and we expect about 10-15 minutes, then President Erdogan and his ministerial and business delegation will go off for meetings, bilateral meetings with Prime Minister Anwar and his team. President Erdogan has brought a very large group with him, many high-ranking ministers, including the Foreign Minister, Energy Minister, Defence Minister and others, and a very large and comprehensive business delegation, which includes representatives from the healthcare sector, the defence industry, including the president of Turkish Defence Industries. We saw yesterday at the event the CEO of Baykar, Haluk Bayraktar, in attendance. Also, I understand that representatives from other Turkish defence companies like Turkish Aerospace Industries are also here. So there's a very large delegation. That implies that there's going to be a lot on the agenda, specifically economically. And I think the trade is going to be at the forefront of their discussions. Trade has increased since the free trade agreement between Turkey and Malaysia was signed in 2014. That was upgraded in 2022 to include e-commerce and services, and that has boosted bilateral trade beyond $5 billion. It was announced yesterday, and the aim of the two sides is to double that trade volume to around 10 billion. So with those ambitious goals, clearly there's going to be a lot on the agenda, and there are going to have to be representatives from multiple sectors of the economy involved to see how they can get that trade up, and I suspect defence exports are going to be a major part of that. We have seen Malaysia purchasing Turkish defence equipment before, so Turkey has agreed to manufacture vessels, naval vessels for Malaysia. Malaysia has also purchased surveillance drones from Turkey, and there could be other forms of cooperation in the pipeline on technology, for instance, communications, coastal radar, that kind of thing. And also in terms of joint defence production, the two sides could team up to produce defence equipment. So that's on the trade front. But then there are also other things that they'll be discussing, certainly the international situation. The two sides very much share the same approach to the Gaza crisis. And we heard in his remarks yesterday, President Erdogan once again reiterating his criticism of Israel's genocide, of criticising plans to depopulate the Gaza Strip, reiterating his call for a two-state solution to that crisis, and saying that Turkey's approach to the world was really one that sought peace and stability, not violence and terrorism. So no doubt the Gaza issue will be on the agenda. Another issue that the two sides have discussed before is global Islamophobia, which they see as a rising problem. And they've raised these issues, discussed them in multilateral forums, not just in a bilateral context. So, for example, in the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, also in the D8 group of developing nations, the Turkey and Malaysia have teamed up to raise these issues. And maybe other global conflicts might be on the agenda too. Prime Minister Anwar has in the past expressed concern about the war in Ukraine, perhaps given Turkey's possible role as a mediator there. That could be on the agenda too. So a broad array of issues, both bilateral and international, that the two sides are surely going to be discussing.